James had survived 17 planetary conflicts, 3 void jumps through uncharted space, and a Krathan boarding party, armed with plasma scythes. None of that prepared him for the Iron Council's war tribunal. The amphitheater stretched before him like the maw of some ancient beast. Tiered seats rising into darkness, where thousands of alien delegates observed in silence. Representatives from the Confederation's 47-member species had gathered to witness humanity's judgment. After the incident at Proxima Station, where Commander Anna Reeves had allegedly violated the Accords of Peaceful Expansion, Earth's fate hung in balance. James adjusted his dress uniform, the medals weighing heavier than usual. He was here as a character witness, though he suspected his testimony would matter little. The Confederation had already decided humanity was too volatile, too aggressive, too dangerous for galactic society. He scanned the curved benches for the human delegation's assigned seating. The Eurythi occupied the lower tiers, with their crystalline bodies refracting the chamber's blue light. Above them, the Kelvor delegation clicked and chittered among themselves. Their insectoid forms clustered together. The Thorani, those philosophical giants, sat motionless in meditation. James took a step toward an empty section near the Kelvor. A scaled hand shot out and clamped around his wrist. The grip was iron. James looked down at fingers covered in overlapping crimson plates that gleamed like polished rubies. His gaze traveled up an arm wrapped in the traditional robes of the Drakari sovereignty, past the ceremonial combat ribbons that marked this being as a warrior of significant standing, until he met the piercing golden eyes of a Drakari female, the Dragon Woman. Humans had given them that nickname decades ago, when first contact revealed the Drakari's striking resemblance to Earth's mythological dragons. Bipedal, yes, but with the same predatory grace, the same terrible beauty. This one stood nearly 7 feet tall, her crest raised in what could have been curiosity or challenge. "Sit here," she commanded, her voice carrying the subsonic rumble characteristic of her species. It wasn't a request. James glanced at the empty space beside her, then at the Confederation seal, embossed on the bench. This was the Drakari section, reserved for one of humanity's most vocal critics. The sovereignty had called for Earth's expulsion from the Confederation 3 times in the past year alone. "That's kind of you, but I should sit with..." Her grip tightened fractionally. Those golden eyes narrowed. "You will sit here." Around them, delegates turned to watch. The Eurythi's crystalline forms pulsed with colors that James's translator couldn't interpret. A Kelvor delegate raised its antennae in obvious interest. This was already becoming a spectacle. James sat. The Dragon Woman released his wrist and settled beside him, her tail coiling around the bench's support with practiced ease. Up close, James could see the scars that crisscrossed her scales, marks of honor in Drakari culture. Each one representing a battle survived, a challenge overcome. "I am Shetrakai," she said quietly, her voice now pitched for his ears alone. "War matron of the 3rd Talon Fleet." James's breath caught. The 3rd Talon was legendary. They'd held the Veil Nebula against the Consumed for 6 months, when every tactical analysis said 3 weeks was impossible. He was sitting next to one of the Confederation's greatest military minds. "Lieutenant Commander James Torres, ma'am. Earth Defense Corps. ENE. C. M. Earth. I know who you are." Her crest flattened slightly amusement. His xenobiology training suggested. "The man who carried wounded civilians through 3 miles of hostile territory. Who sacrificed his ship's FTL drive to evacuate a Kelvor colony. Who stayed behind. F2. I was doing my duty. Duty." She tested the word, her accent making it sound almost reverent. "Yes. That is what makes you dangerous." The tribunal's head arbiter, an ancient Thorani whose thought crown flickered with bioluminescence, raised its 3-fingered hand. Silence fell across the chamber like a shroud. "We gather to determine the fate of species classification. Human." The arbiter's telepathic voice resonated in every mind present. "Commander Anna Reeves of Earth stands accused of violating accords, resulting in the destruction of a civilian station and the loss of 4,712 lives. A holographic display materialized above the chamber floor. Proxima Station. Burning. Ships scattered like leaves in a storm. And there, frozen in horrifying clarity, was the valiant Anna's ship firing its main cannon directly into the station's fusion core. Gasps and alien equivalents rippled through the audience. James had seen the footage before, but it never got easier. This act of terrorism, the Arbiter continued. No. Shetrikai's voice cut through the chamber like a blade through flesh. Every eye turned to her. The Arbiter's thought crown flared brighter, whether in anger or surprise, James couldn't tell. War Matron Shetrikai. The Arbiter's mental voice carried a warning. You speak out of turn. After the Seymour, War Matron Shetra, the dragon woman rose to her full height, and James saw why her species had earned their fearsome reputation. She didn't just stand, she dominated the space. Her presence filling the chamber. I invoke witness right under the codes of military honor, she declared. I was there. At Proxima Station. A murmur swept through the delegates. This was unexpected. James's mind raced. Anna had never mentioned Drakari involvement. The official reports listed no sovereignty vessels in the sector. Shetrikai's crest rose to full extension. The footage you show is incomplete. Before you condemn humanity, you will hear the truth. She looked down at James, and something passed between them. An understanding that transcended species. You humans have a saying. Context matters. The Arbiter's thought crown pulsed rapidly. Very well. The tribunal recognizes War Matron Shetrikai. Speak. The dragon woman's testimony would change everything James thought he knew about that day. About Anna's choice. About the price of duty. But in that moment, as Shetrikai began to speak and the truth started to emerge, James understood why she'd grabbed his wrist, why she'd ordered him to sit beside her. Sometimes the greatest act of courage isn't fighting for your own people, it's standing with another species when the entire galaxy has turned against them. Sometimes warriors recognize each other across the void of culture and biology. And sometimes, James realized, salvation comes from the most unexpected allies.